guys, welcome back. It's Chelsea from Dwell in Possibility. I'm here today because I just finished this lovely book by MJ Rose called Tiffany Blues. I was sent this book for a review by Atria Books, and I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about it today because it was absolutely wonderful. Right from the get-go, I'm going to go ahead and say 5 out of 5 stars. Loved it. Everything about it, and I'm going to tell you specific parts that were just beautiful and wonderful. But let us look at this cover first because it is extraordinary. So I had to do a little bit of research about this when I started reading it, and after I read the author's note, which is a wonderful touch. Also, look at these end papers. Yeah, they're just absolutely breathtaking. So a lot of us are probably familiar with Tiffany&Co, right? And the Tiffany stained glass lamps, and they are beautiful, beautiful pieces. And you know, however you know about it or have heard about it or have seen a piece of this artwork, somehow you probably have at some point in your life. So this book is based on real events, but it is it's historical fiction. And so it takes place at the Tiffany Mansion, which is right here in the picture. It's kind of hard to see. In 1924, New York. And I did not know this, but this mansion was a real place. It burned down. I forget the year, but there's a wonderful author's note in the beginning that tells readers all about MJ Rose's research and her findings when she was writing this book. The very first piece of the author's note, I'll just read to you. In 1902, Louis Comfort Tiffany began building Laurelton Hall on Long Island's Gold Coast, not far from where, years later, F. Scott Fitzgerald would place Gatsby's fictional mansion. Ah, I loved it. So anyway, Mr. Tiffany, Louis Comfort Tiffany, he did this mansion was a real place. He opened it up for artists during the summer. They would come and they were able to paint or sculpt or do whatever. He wanted it to be a place where they could find inspiration and pursue their goals and their dreams as related to their art. So this story, like I said, is fictional, but it's based on real places, real people. She tells, MJ Rose says in the author's note, some of the dialogue that I use, I've read. I know that they said something similar. I tried to take a lot of their words and keep them real to character. So this story follows Jenny Bell, and she's got secrets. She's got a past. Those are unraveled, and readers find out bit by bit. She's got some paranoia. She's got some almost like you know, these horrid flashbacks, like post-traumatic stress to the events that have happened in her life. And once you find out what those events are, everything makes sense. I will say that MJ Rose does a great job of building setting and using motifs to communicate symbolism. So water is very important in this story. Fountains are very important in this story. Pay attention to all that, the scenery and how it's described. Her writing is so eloquent. It's beautiful. I felt like I was looking at a painting the whole time. It was just very vivid, and the imagery was so real and miraculously described. So Jenny, of course, is, you know, an artist, and she only uses white, black, and gray in her paintings and her pieces. And so her best friend Minx, who is a phenomenal character too, she's the opposite of Jenny. So she enters Jenny into the application process for Mr. Tiffany's school, or not school, excuse me, summer retreat, I guess you could say. And she encourages Jenny, and when Jenny gets accepted and goes to the Tiffany Mansion, she learns so much about herself. Her past comes to light. She learns how to come out of that that comfort, that bubble that she's been in for so long. And it was just wonderful. She falls in love. Oh, it was such a good book. I do not usually like romance, but the romance here was developed in a way that was realistic and that I appreciated more than just this insta love or love to hate. This was actually realistic. This is probably how people would actually, you know, interact in the 1920s. So, like I said, very atmospheric. Here's a better picture of Mr. Tiffany's mansion on the back. The suspense builds toward the end of the story, and the whole time, you know, once you're about halfway through, you know Jenny's secrets and her past, and you understand why she doesn't want people to find out about her past. But the suspense builds in the end, and a lot of things are revealed, and some of the people that she's been in close contact with, their true natures are revealed. And so by the time that I reached like the last 50 pages, it was just, you know, a quick page turner, more so than it already was. In the beginning, the setting and the atmosphere and Jenny's background were being built, and I love that. I am that type of reader. I love that backstory. I'm there for it. Slow burn. I like seeing everything unravel and come about. But towards the end, it just, whew, it takes a different turn. It almost goes from a historical fiction novel to one of great suspense, and that's part of what made the story so powerful. So I would recommend this to anyone who is interested in any part of what I have said here today. It is historical fiction, but it reads like so many things. I mean, there's romance, there's suspense, there's a little bit of mystery, there's like, you know, some scandal. It just has something for everyone, and I wish I was on a beach reading it. That's the only thing, because I got lost in it. And it will forever sit on my shelf because it is absolutely beautiful. So I want to thank the publishers again at Atria. Them sending me this has no, you know, it doesn't change or make me rave about it even more. It was just, you know, for review purposes, but I love it, and I'm so glad that I got a copy of it. So please, guys, if this sounds good to you, get it. It's beautiful all the way around, and I'm sure you will be immersed in the story just as I was. Okay, guys, thank you so much for listening. Thank you to my new followers. I look forward to sharing more book-related stuff with you, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!
I'll never be lonely ever since that day.
Peter Pan, that's what they call me. Promise that you'll never be lonely. Peter Pan, that's what they call me.